What a beautiful day. All right, so today's subject is about mileage. Many of us, most of us, do not do unlimited mileage. And a lot of times starting off, you make a mistake of doing unlimited mileage because you're trying to get your trips up so you can increase your showing on the algorithm. But if you watch my videos, I have a horror story on my very first trip of unlimited mileage. But to get to the point, so we don't do unlimited mileage. Some of us do 300 miles a day cap. Some of us do 250 miles a day cap. And some people that don't understand may not understand why that is done. And I'm going to get to why it is done. But whether you do 250 or 300, I think either one of those are sufficient as far as amount of miles allowed to before you start receiving charges. But mileage is the number one accelerator of depreciation. Our vehicles on Turo already depreciate at a very fast pace. I did the math on mine. My average amount of miles is 2,400 per vehicle a month, and that's on a regular month. You have a couple of long trips that can easily go up, and the more your vehicle depreciate, of course, the less it's worth. The more miles get put on your vehicle, the more maintenance you're gonna run into, which also goes back to that exit plan. You gotta have that exit plan. At what amount of miles am I gonna trade this vehicle in, sell it, or whenever I get right side up, do I want to continue to pay it off, or do I want to sell it, get a fresher vehicle for the fleet with lower miles? That's something you got to have an exit plan on, and to each his own. I know a lot of people going to be like, that's why I pay for my vehicles. Yeah, a lot of you pay for your vehicles straight up, but you're not accounting for the fact that you in the hole for 6 to 9 months trying to make back the money you spent paying for the vehicle. So you're not profitable. We're profitable from day one when we finance the vehicle. And the reason I say day one is every time I purchase a vehicle, I put it on Turo immediately. It pays its own note. It pays its own insurance right from the start. But that's a whole nother debate. But check this out. I want you to take a look at this customer, because the whole reason for this video is these customers will go over the mileage knowing that it's a 250 or 300 mileage a day cap. And take a look at this. This customer, I'm going to show you where this customer drove, and I did the math. Ain't no way they're going to come up under the mileage. They're going to go over the mileage by at least 600-700. But check this out. As you can see, the customer picked up on Wednesday, June the 7th. Today is Friday. And she's due to return back tomorrow, Saturday, June the 10th. That is 3 days. 250 miles a day gives her a total of 750 miles to use for her trip. Now, by my math, I'm about to show you where she's at. She has exceeded that just one way already. As you can see by looking at the map, I'm located in Georgia. This customer has traveled to Illinois, which is 554 miles one way. So do the math on that. This customer is going to exceed their mileage by a lot. Now, although the customer knows beforehand, before they even book the trip, about the cap on the mileage, they're going to give you all type of sad stories and try to play on your empathy. But at the end of the day, you got to remember, this is a business and you have to treat it as such. You are depreciating my vehicle for every mile that you drive. If you allow everybody to abuse your miles, it's not a profitable situation down the line. So don't feel guilty about holding people to business, because it's no different from what a rental company is going to do, and paying a lot more most of the time renting through one of the big companies. So we'll see how, I'm gonna do a follow-up on this video. We're gonna see how this customer do. And here's the tricky part about this. Most of the time, people like this, not only is she gonna see her miles, but she's gonna be late returning the vehicle. So by her seeing her miles, by my math, she's gonna see her miles about 650 miles or so, because they're doing a lot of driving also while they're up there. So I added an additional 200 miles, which is roughly gonna be a overage of about $125, $130 extra to me, which I think is very reasonable, being that, you know, you put over 1,000 miles on my vehicle for this little chump change that we charge a day. It just doesn't make good math for a person that's trying to be in business. But we'll do a follow-up video, and we'll see how it goes on the follow-up video after they return the vehicle. By the way, drop in the comments, Turohost, how many miles do you give your customer a day, or do you do unlimited miles? And kind of go into detail as to why you chose the amount of miles you chose a day, or why you chose to do unlimited miles. And also know some Turohosts charge the extra amount per day to have unlimited miles, which is very smart also. But drop in the comment what is your idea on it, and why you do what you do. One last thing, because I know it's coming. It always does. Like, why are you watching the customer as to where they go and where they're driving? I don't. But I do have certain parameters on my vehicles. If they exceed 100 miles per hour, excessive hard braking. So when I start getting notification like that, you know, I have to look into it, and I check in and look at the vehicle and see where they at. And most of the time, people that go this far, they're getting it like 90 to 100 plus miles. And that's another thing, wear and tear on your vehicle. But that's the reason I look at the my tracking device.